or rather migrate. Okay, we have an error. We need error loading this. So we need a Python module that helps us interact with Postgres. With Postgres, there's a Python interface that helps to manage the both of them. So the package we're going to use pip install. So you ensure you install this package, scalable G2 binary. This. So once you have that installed, we're going to you see we don't have any error again. So I believe our migration files are thoroughly prepared. What we might need to do is migrate. So we're going to migrate to that database, all migrations. So you can see it's applying migrations. It's applying migration. You can see it takes a bit of time because it's not in your local host, right? So with that, while it's running the migrate or applying the migrations, the other settings we need to do. Then while you also progress, you would further learn how to go about storage, how to deploy, and have your storage served um, from maybe AWS or any other storage provider. So we would also want to serve this still not with any of those. So for now, we're going to use white noise, right? So we're going to install white noise too. This helps in saving our static files, white noise, and let's get to white noise documentation. So we're meant to add it to our middleware, right? So we take this, remember all of these are production configurations. So we're going to add it in our middleware. It has a positioning, settings.py. So let's get to the actual documentation and see what they have to say. Right, so we added to our middleware and we're done applying our migrations. So the next thing, let's proceed. Then we have all of this set, right? So we have all of this set. And also for your email, you can actually use console when you're on local. That's if debug. You can use console backend such that whatever email you're sending is printed to your console. And then on production, you can go ahead to use actual email. While I didn't talk about this because I needed us to see how to use Celery in the last class of the last section. Now, there's some other important features that we need to configure. There are a couple of them. So we're going to look at these. We've done a allowed host. There's also CRSF settings and all of that. So if not debug, if not debug, I have to set my cause allowed origin. Cause is cross origin request. Sorry, this is cross site request forgery. Then cause is more like where requests are coming from, where the domains you allow to make requests. That's cross origin resource sharing, yeah. That's a browser security mechanism. So with this cause, any domain you didn't define here is not going to be able to make requests to this. That's from the browser. So let's have, but for now we don't have any, so we're going to just remove. I needed to point that out. So we just allow all. Let's have your cause, allow all origin. Then your CRF, you also define the backend URL that you'd want to, that the project is going to be served from. That's the, once we deploy this, the URL. So these are the major ones. There are still lots of security features that you would want to tighten, but let's go about deploying for now. Git commit. And if you've understood Git previous, which I assume you have, you'll realize that along our project cycle, we're meant to be committing and all of that. So Git, so we have your Git commit. Let's say first, first project deployment. Okay, we need to add first, git add. Oh, sorry. So we're going to remove, we need to add this, you're not meant to push this guy dot .vnv, you're not meant to push it to your git. So we're going to remove that. Git remove it's cached, then dot .venv did not match. Let's see. You need to remove that folder from our git. So I'm cached. Okay. Well, it's likely because we've not committed it yet. So, but I don't want to track that. So we're going to commit it first. Let's git add. And that's how you commit. Okay. It wasn't, because I terminated it, so it wasn't added. So we go ahead and commit. I think I have one already. Then with this, now proceed to push, but I need to create a repo first. So I'll create a repo. So I have new tech verb tutorial. So I'll allow this public. Then we go ahead, copy this so we can push to it. Then notice that we have this pushed, right? Then there's one other thing we need to take note of, right? Whenever you're pushing for deployment, ensure you have a file that contains all your installed third-party packages that you used within the project. And to have that, as long as you're inside the project virtual environment for that project, you go ahead and run pip freeze requirements, which is the name of the file it is going to write it to, .txt. So with that, you're going to have you can see that this gets updated to every single thing we installed that was necessary to run the app. Now with this, let's push again, git add, git commit, have your deploy added requirements .txt. Now with that, git push, right? That's great. So we have our requirements updated. Then the next thing when I'm going to go back to actually create a Python file here. You select web service, then you add to the repo. You can see you can connect your repo. If you're having a new account, you connect your repo, you see the guide to go about that. Then this, I'll leave this empty because it's in my root directory. Then I'm going to, this is your build command, right? Which we've told you that it's requirement.txt. Then you can also add your run or make migrations here, right? Then the other thing, or that's migrate rather, you don't make migrations in your production. It's terrible. Then what also, I just remembered, we also need to use guineacon within this project. So we should have guineacon added to our requirement so that it installs it and utilizes it to so that it installs it and uses it. So we're going to do guineacon, your application. Remember, our application is my project, which is this. It refers to actually the project, this root folder. So we're going to do guineacon. What was that? My project. Remember, I told you .wsgi. Now we're going to run the HTTP. If you're including ASGI, then you would want to use the ASGI and run it with Daphne. Right, so from there, we're going to add our env file. So copy this and paste it here so that it knows what to use. You can see this is added. Then we go ahead to deploy our web service. Let's see if it's done deploying. Okay, you can see from here, it's trying to install our packages. It's done installing it.